Steam Deck. I like pre-ordered this on the very first day it was here, and like it's finally here. For those of y'all who aren't like as horrifically nerdy as me, this is basically Valve's very own Switch, although it's like more of a full computer than that, so it isn't really a Switch like at all in any way. It's like a gaming laptop, like Kirby inhaled a Switch. But the thing is, like, while I did originally get this to like spot up 3s and 2K from the other side of the court.
Let me box out.
Okay.
I am like a sweaty Paradox gamer too, so I had to know, how well do Paradox games work on the Steam Deck? How the hell are you gonna play map games on this? That's what I wanted to know. Well, what if I told you that this was even better? Now you can become a member of the channel. For only $4.99 a month, you can get cool perks like subscriber badges, emotes to use in chat and in the comments, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, a secret Discord channel, what could be in there, and a poll that'll let you decide what video I should make next. If you want to see me make another video on the March of the Eagles, you can make me do it. You'll also get to show your support by having your name in the credits of every one of my videos. These incredible people have already decided to do so. Plus, you'd really be helping me make more videos, live streams, maybe even let me make this my full-time job at some point. That'd be cool. If you decide to join, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you don't worry, nothing's gonna change for you except the fact that I'm living inside your walls now. It's so smart too. Like it has a touch screen, a couple of joysticks, these two like touch pads over here that like let you move around a cursor and stuff. It also has these two like grippy buttons at the back that you can also bind to certain functions. Like, it's a lot, and part of what makes it good is that like it has so many options for how you can input into games that you're playing, that you can basically play any type of game that you'd ever want to theoretically, you know, assuming that it both runs on the Steam Deck and that like you can find a controller scheme that like works for you and makes sense for your brain and for the game that you're playing and stuff. Even if it has like all of these controls, does it perform well? Is it fun to play? Like, is it comfortable? Let's just try out a bunch of games. Hello. The Steam Deck. Ooh, how fancy, how exciting. It's pretty nice. Like, it feels good to hold it, I will just say. Like, your fingers kind of just like naturally go where everything's supposed to be. If you want one, you'll have to wait for like a year to get it. I'm sorry. But hello, welcome. Very nice, very fancy. Now, Crusader Kings 3 is the game that I have tried out before. You can just use it like a touchscreen. You can also just use this as like your mouse cursor, which is what I do most of the time just because it's a little bit easier when the buttons are small. The Steam technically says like, oh, this game it's not like perfect for the Steam Deck or whatever. But from what I find, it's super playable. Like, I could literally just sit in bed and play Crusader Kings 3, which is so crazy. A game that you're supposed to play with a mouse and keyboard. Like, it's not even like the console version. Yeah, welcome to Crusader Kings 3. Like, it runs really well and everything. All you have to do is basically just like learn how the controls work, basically. I use this like input thing on the right to move around the mouse. That's how it's gonna be for most like mouse input games. It's a little bit sensitive, but it's also a lot better than you think. It has like velocity, like a trackpad, which is good given that the surface area is this, like literally this. I want someone with alliance power. County of Provence might not be bad, actually. The worst part is that they're French. The reason why a lot of these games work is just because of the controller settings that like you have set up by other members of the community. Most of these weren't even for the Steam Deck itself. Most of these were for the Steam controller, like as insane as that is. And yes, I do have one. I'm that much of a nerd. For those of you who don't know, this is like Steam's like first like big kind of hardware thing before like I think it came around at the same time as their VR stuff too, but this kind of like set in motion like a lot of the reason that the Steam Deck even works in the first place, because like a lot of like the designs for people who wanted to play certain games with a controller instead of with a keyboard and mouse were made for just a controller at first. 2 touchpads and a joystick and buttons instead of like 2 joysticks and 2 touchpads and a D-pad. Like it's just a lot more compact, but I love it. I've always loved it. There's only 2 of them instead of 4, but like I use them for rolling in Rocket League and it's really good for that. But the thing is, I was never able to play a map game on it, like a fucking map game on it. First of all, why would I want to? I have my computer right here. Secondly, I've never had like the money or like the time to set up like a couch PC setup or whatever the fuck. But there are people out there who have. They were insane enough to make setups for like a Steam controller to play like strategy games, like map games. It's literally in the demo and stuff. They already had like controller layouts for it and stuff. You could just hang out on the couch and just bring this and you'd be good. Like that's all you need. And it's crazy. It's so cool. TLDR, shout out to the insane couch gaming map people who are out there. Y'all are insane, but like I love y'all so much. Sometimes if I need a little bit more sensitivity, normally I'll enable the gyroscope just so that I can make little tiny movements if I need to get somewhere just by moving the whole device around. It can be a little bit hard to read the text. There is like a magnifier that you can bind to different things. The problem is that the mouse only sometimes shows up and you can't really adjust it at all. But it's still like really good. Like if I wanted to like right click on my character now, it'd be a lot easier to do that and like read that says this is you. Like that's a lot easier to read. For this layout, which is just kind of one that someone in the community made, they made it so that you can go to your character, that you can go to the stuff like bound over here, so that you don't even have to like move as much as you would with a keyboard and mouse. The one thing is the battery life is kind of bad, but there are ways to like really fix that if you want to. I kind of just don't want to get into it too much. I think I have A bounded to like pause and unpause. Good, fantastic. Is there anything I want to do, like meet peers? No one showed up. It is like intuitive enough for me that like if I wanted to cuddle with like my cat or my girlfriend or whatever, like I literally totally could, and it'd be like 100% fine. Do I have the realm loss so where I can declare war? I do have some claims. Do I have claims on the whole thing? Yo, I should just do this. Well, you're not gonna win this siege race. All right, whatever, man. Let's go try to fight them up here. Go. There we go. Hell yeah. It's not like literally as perfect as playing it like on the computer, but like it's not bad. Like it's good. It's genuinely good. Oh, I can't. It's a little bit small to read that text. There we go. I wish you could like adjust it a little bit in some way, but like for the most part, it's really good. Oh, thank you, ally. Thank you. Thank you. You see what I mean? Like it's good. You can do everything you need to do. Now, is it like a little bit more finicky? Yeah, technically. I'm also sure that if I got used to it, I would also get used to playing this game too. You know, like the little things that take me a bit longer, I would get better at. Ah, thank you. Now, the Duke of Anjou. You can still use it like a touchscreen too, by the way. Like if I wanted to disband that army, I can. You know, if I want to move around and then like close things out and like, you know, like open things up with it being like a touchscreen, I could totally do that too, just to be clear. But yeah, it runs well. It's fun. It even sounds good and everything. It's a good experience. I'm a big fan. One thing I will say is that closing this game on its own is like a little bit fucky-wucky. So like if you want to like force quit something, you just hold down the Steam button and then hold down the B button, and that just kind of like force closes it for you. Just so that it's not like lingering in the background like it tends to do. I don't know why necessarily, but it does restart the whole thing in order to get it to actually close. Like I'm not too sure why, but maybe it's even like a mod I have running on it or something. I don't know. There we go. It's just like a little thing. And that is kind of the gist for like every Paradox game on this thing too. We will still go through all of them, but just like moving around the mouse with this, you know, having your own little unique like things binded to the corners. It works really well, like a lot better than you think. These like inputty things like feel really good. It's not like superior to a mouse and keyboard, but like for me, sometimes it is if I want to like lay on the couch and play a game or something. Like it's really cool. I'll still go through like the rest of the Paradox games. Some obvious caveats, like for one, I'm not literally every Paradox game as in every game that they've published, like every game that they've made that's like a typical map game, that sort of thing. Also, obviously games that were made this generation, or at least like somewhat recently. Like I'm not gonna play fucking Crusader Kings 1 on this thing. Like you're not gonna make me do it. All right, I'm gonna do it. I would be stunned if this worked, right? Because to be real, the older the game is, the less likely it is to have like proton layer compatibility. So like I seriously doubt it, but maybe. I don't even remember how this game works, to be honest, but I just want to see if it runs. Like if it did, that would be insane. I doubt it, but maybe. Also, like the other thing is that you could literally just like plug in a keyboard and a mouse into this USB slot and a display and just like install Windows on it or whatever and literally just use it like any other normal like decent mid-range gaming computer. It would be fine like for most things, but this is like the experience that like most people are gonna get out of it. So, you know, I can't believe I'm doing, why am I doing this? Yo, It actually starts. What? No way. It plays the intro at least. A lot of these games are running off of like an SD card too that you can just kind of like slot into the bottom here. This one's 512 gigabytes. Like these things are huge now. Yeah, okay. I think it's officially crashed. Yeah, so like that's the thing. You have to be a little bit reasonable about what it can do. There's no way that was gonna work. But okay, let's start with like some real games, okay? I think Stellaris is basically gonna be like the same thing. Capybara. Oh my god. As far as I can tell, this works perfectly fine too. It's basically the same exact control scheme too. Like you zoom in and out, you move around the map with this, you move around the mouse with this, and it functions perfectly well. One thing is that the screen is like 1200 by 800 or whatever, but like as long as you use the magnifier, like it's perfectly fine. Like it's literally perfectly okay. I forgot what happened in the last I literally haven't played this game since then, but oh, a new faction. Strength through unity. That sounds like fascist, but whatever. Generator district. All right, thank you. Just because the screen's smaller, sometimes the elements go off screen too, but that's about it. No, a diplomatic insult. No, not these little freaky plant boys. No. SMH. SMH. All right, let's try something else. Thank you for closing correctly for me, Stellaris. Now, I did say mostly like map painter games. Obviously, we gotta try Hoi. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so like it basically works the same way. There's like a little menu over here. I'm assuming this is just like a custom loadout that someone made, if I had to guess. Yeah, so like people have already made like tons of loadouts for basically any game you can think of. Of course, someone already made a loadout for Hearts of Iron 4. So like if I wanted to open up production, see what everything going on is, that's cool too. Now, I would like it to be like a scroll somewhere personally, so I would probably set one of these to be like a zoom in and zoom out or whatever. But you know, no, nobody's nerfed. And that's kind of the thing. It's like, how much time are you willing to spend like normally? Now, to be clear, I'm not great at Hoi either. It's just like, how much time would you want to spend like making things like good and perfect to use mobilely versus like how much would you actually do it? It's like, oh, if I have to sit at my computer and just learn how to play Hoi, then that's one thing. But if it's like, oh, I can do it while just like sitting on the couch or whatever, it's like that's a whole other thing, you know, and that's really cool. I do think it's better for a lot of games for me in some ways. You know, if I want to like play CK3 or Hearts of Iron or whatever, sure. If I want to play it while I'm like cuddling with my girlfriend or like I'm going out in public and I just need something to like soothe my social anxiety or whatever, I would not bring this out in public, I'm gonna be honest, but like I could theoretically. I get enough attention already. I don't want the attention of a Steam Deck, but like I could theoretically. Wow, I can subscribe to EU4. That's wonderful. Yeah, like all of these games actually work like really good, like really good. Yeah, I have enough for tier 1 advisors at least. Production efficiency is better, I think. I have the ledger bound to the back button. That's cute. I guess the only thing I would do is like bind a zoom in and zoom out function to something. I'm sure it's around here somewhere, and like I could look on the controller settings. It's to R1 and R2. Oh, yeah, that's like okay. Not the biggest fan of that. I would probably bind it to like over here or something. I do love how all the map modes are around here too. But yeah, like it just works really well, right? Like everything's kind of just like obvious and the same as it would be on a computer. It's not like a different version of it. You would literally just like tune the controls or whatever to like how you would want them to be. Literally perfectly playable, like everything I would want it to be. EU4 is pretty good. Imperator Realm? There's not a ton of support for this game, but it is worth a try anyways. Yeah, Imperator works perfectly fine. I would bind something to the magnifier just because that's really small, but it does work. Played it for multiplayer like once and I kind of forgetty now, but Imperator is good. Play Imperator more. Crusader Kings 2. This one I would genuinely be interested in too. I'm a little bit nervous about CK2. Come on, CK2. Okay, the launcher works. That's good. Let's go. Actually looks pretty good in 720p too. Actually looks like not bad. I'm gonna play the heck out of this game. I love CK2. How does it feel to know that CK3 is a downgrade because you can't start as Charlemagne? How does that feel? With your fancy graphics and everything, but you can play as Charlemagne here. I used to like obsess over this game, I swear to God. The things I would do in this game, I have to show y'all at some point. Yo, this like runs well and everything. Oh, baby. Now, the funny thing is that CK3 actually runs better than CK2 on most computers, so like I would sort of understand if it like didn't run super well here. Like I would sort of get it. Ruler uncrowned. Crown me, baby. Oh, it crashed. I think it's a little bit fucky wucky, which is kind of unfortunate. No, CK2, you're running so well before. No. Aw, god damn it. I was so excited. No, CK2. It's unstable, which is unfortunate. You know, maybe at some point in the future it'll be more stable with Proton. Not super happy about that, but maybe that was just like a one-time thing. Like, I don't know. I have never even played Victoria 2, but I have to just see if it runs, right? It might be the same thing as CK2, where it just kind of doesn't run super well. Wow, Victoria 2 is older than I thought it was. Good lord. I don't think Victoria 2 runs. Okay, I guess Victoria 2 doesn't work either. Now again, you could install like Windows and like guarantee that all of these games would work just fine. But still, that's a bummer. The last game I really wanted to try was City Skylines, just because like it's technically not a Paradox game, but like I still want to see if it works. And it's like a different category than everything else, but I also love it. Welcome to the Paradox Launcher V2 setup wizard. Okay, strange. So if you hold down the Steam button and you like move around the right trackpad, you can like force mouse inputs when like otherwise they wouldn't really function like that. So like you need to hold down the Steam button to force it to do that. Yeah, I was gonna say like it doesn't really work like that. Oh, okay. I guess City Skylines has a little bit of trouble. Now, it says that it's playable, but like, I will say I do have like a ton of mods for this game too. If it doesn't work, that might also just be because I have some mods on, but I have to know. Oh, okay. This one's a little bit strange because it says that like this game is playable. I can't play it, so I don't know. Like when the Steam Deck works, it works really well, right? Biggest problem is just that it's like on Linux, so like a lot of like PC games, especially like older PC games, just like won't really work super well. No, Crusader Kings 2, my beloved, no. Overall, like for the games that it works for, it's cool that you can like play CK3 in bed or whatever, you know? If you want to see an experience that totally works out as intended, try checking out this Crusader Kings 3 video, where it's confirmed to not be an exploit and that it's supposed to work the way it does. And also you get crazy amounts of renown and free wars, and it's insane. Go watch it if you can. Also, thank you to all the members. Thank you for all the new people who joined the membership. Thank you so much. This is like the first month of it being a thing, so there's still some things being set up, but like we will have everything ready for you. Do not worry. Thank you so much for helping me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Okay, bye.